Hello, Eagle track and field fans. This is Coach Buchholtz coming to you from the basement of Mitchell Hall, and I am pleased to tell you that this Saturday we are going to get on a bus for some track and field competition. It will be 331 days since we were pulled from the meet at the NCAA Championships indoors last year, and I'm telling you that the guys are excited to be able to take what they've done this fall, though it be a little bit of up and down and sporadic for the fall. They're excited to be able to get on the track and compete against somebody other than their teammates. So at 1 o'clock on this coming Saturday, we'll be at Oshkosh. Looking back to how the guys responded this fall, with all of the protocol and the guidelines that we've had, masks wearing, testing, practice schedules, it has been a roller coaster to say the least. But the guys have done a good job. Track and field guys are creatures of habit, and so once we kind of got everything in place and it became routine, we didn't have any issues with it. The guys have adapted well to wearing masks at practice and anytime that they're on campus, and I think that's been a good thing for us. We have had very little exposure to the virus that plagues many of the other institutions and places that we've been. We've had over the first week of returning back in January on the 4th. In the first 7 days, we had over 250 tests from our staff and our athletes here on the track and field team, and we had 0 positive tests. So we're doing everything we can to make sure that we continue to do that, allow our athletes to stay at practice and have the ability to compete. We've made some adjustments to our practice schedules and trying to fit everything in, keeping our numbers under our max capacity limits for our facilities. That's been a struggle, but the guys have adapted and dealt with that. And kudos goes out to our coaching staff for having to be there here for practices extended periods of time, and the athletes to be able to endure this through this, again, roller coaster of what it's been for the fall semester and into our winter semester. Looking at the team this year, the best way to kind of put it is we have a good mix of some upperclassmen with experience, and we have a very strong underclassmen bunch of athletes that are ready to take the track again this year. Kind of breaking it down in what we have coming up for this indoor season. In the quarter miler crew, Jacob Sullivan is kind of our lead guy. He's our sole upperclassman that is going to be kind of the lead person for that. High expectations for him. He has several national meet experiences, so look for him to have a bumper year for him. In the distance crew, look for Michael Maddock. Michael, as a freshman, qualified for the National Indoor Championships. Just behind him, and I think this is going to be a great bunch of guys to look for, is you're going to have guys like Ethan Gregg and Tyler Kisting and Zach Slevin. All of those guys look to lead this distance crew in some fashion or other through the indoor and the outdoor season. But don't forget the rest of that crew, because I'm every day we watch at practice, it's somebody new that's drawing my attention. So I'm excited to see what this young distance crew has to offer for the season, indoor and outdoor this year. One returning high jumper, that would be senior Matt Haynes. Matt is making some good adjustments to what he's doing at practice, and I'm excited to see what he has to put on the track when he steps out for the meets this indoor season. In the hurdles, we have 2 upperclassmen that are kind of leading the way. That's going to be Dylan Merman and Andrew Pischke. Dylan had kind of a breakout year last year, and even Andrew, through some injuries, had a good season last year before it was cut short due to the COVID. Also, up and coming in that crew, Carson Riley is going to be one to kind of keep an eye on as well. He's had some great practices, and we look forward to seeing him on the track this weekend. In the long and triple jump events, we return 2 sophomores that had a good experience at the conference level last year and have done their homework over the summer and into the fall, with Chase Roll and Nick Crary. And we're also going to get back Cameron Sorensen. Cameron's a standout football player that is also one of our jumpers here. Took the year off last year with some injuries and is back with us now, and we're excited to see what that jumps crew has to offer there. Again, underneath them, we have a big bunch of youngsters with Will Cady, Andrew Herms, and Tegan Hirschlib, all which we are expecting to have good progression throughout the indoor season and into the outdoor season. In our multi-events, that's going to be led by Ben Jones. Ben Jones was a qualifier the last 2 years at the indoor championships And Ben has done his homework coming off a stint where he did his basic training for military service. Ben's back with us, and he's got a renewed sense of urgency, and I'm excited for what he has in store for him this season. In our pole vault crew, the pole vault crew has 7 pole vaulters returning. They're coming to us this year, and that pole vault crew is going to be led by Tommy Knoke and Caleb Schuster. Both those guys have high expectations and lofty goals for this season, and I'm excited to see what they have. Along the lines with that, just like most of our other events, we have a young bunch of freshmen and sophomore that are going to be nipping at their heels the entire time this season. One of probably our premier event groups that's kind of coming back with the most strength, especially at the national level, is our sprint crew. And that sprint crew is going to be led by our 3 seniors, Troy DeBrune, Seth Holden, and Josh Kenneke. All 3 of those individuals have multiple years of championship experience, and they have done what they need to do to put themselves in a good group. They're also going to lead a very strong young crew of sprinters that we're looking to have them develop over the indoor and outdoor seasons. Last but not least is our throws crew. In our throws crew, that's going to be led by our 2 seniors, Dan Groff and Nick Swoger. Dan has had the unfortunate opportunity of missing not only his national meet last year, but now with the NCAA canceling this year's national championships for the Division III. Dan Groff is going to be really setting his sights to make some big changes during the indoor season in hopes of really setting that off for the outdoor season. Michael Lampman is also in the mix, and Michael is one of our top weight throwers. And through some adjustments to his mentality and his preparations, Michael's turned the page here, and I look to have him throwing the weight at a national caliber marks throughout the indoor season, and then turning his attention to the outdoor season and the discus throw. And then senior Nick Swoger, also in his final season of competition, is something to be looking for in the throws events. So with that, good luck to everybody. Great to have you all here, and hopefully we see a lot of you online. All the meets during the indoor season will hopefully have some sort of live broadcast, and we're hoping that we can get some information out to you and maybe get some more event-specific personal broadcasts brought to you for each of our event crews that we have kind of focusing on our UWL athletes. Thank you for being a supportive person for UWL Track and Field, and go Eagles.